Pagan Nightly News with anchor Ed Hubbard and the Pagan Nightly News team.
And welcome to Pagan Nightly News for November 17th, 2022. And we're looking at a major world of change inside the pagan world today. And I want to first wish Lady Alyssa Kemp a happy birthday, the first elder of the Correllian tradition. And secondly, I want to wish Patrick McCollum, his royalty, His Highness, His Excellency, as many titles he's got, as he's gained over the years, for the fact that he's beaten his infection that he's been fighting with over a year, and that he's going to soon have his knee surgery and get back to being an active member of our community. And we're so grateful for that. We're so excited about that. So let us continue our prayers and our Reiki and all of the energy work we're doing for Patrick McCollum. And today we're going to start out with a story about Stanford psychic Sherry Frank, who has been charged with larceny after receiving $50,000 to eliminate a woman, 53, she is not identified, for negative energy. She's been working as Paradise Psychic on Main Street in Stanford, Connecticut. And according to her, she's been charged with larceny. She stated very correctly, "I surrendered. I walked into the police department, but I'm puzzled what this is about." And what is the claim is that she was charged originally, a woman of 53 years of age, and they handed over the checks and other materials for first to eliminate dark services in the reading. And the $900, while maybe excessive, it is not necessarily out of line for today's psychic readers. Remember, psychic readers charge anywhere from $60 to $250 an hour. So doing some services like that is not unusual. Then she won a t-shirt, some leaves from her neighborhoods, a few other items, and five $5,100 bills for $5,100 to create a bundle of protections to protect this woman. Again, excessive, but not out of line. And then she basically went through and gave this woman a tabernacle to hold and keep the demon spirit within, so that she may maintain her sanctity, this process. And it was for $49,995. It was a golden tabernacle. And the woman who was identified, who filed the affidavit, said she never received the tabernacle. That was probably the primary mistake of why she would be able to charge for larceny. And we don't need this type of thing in the community. To keep the demon spirit in line, the tabernacle was never delivered. And the woman recognized that she was riding around in a new truck and a sports car. So there you go. In Stanford, Connecticut, right now we have a psychic who has been charged with all sorts of things. The next piece I want to bring you to you, and I'm hoping I can do that. We're going to share our screen. There we go. We're going to try this. And we're going to talk about a UFO, an amazing UFO piece.
No, it's a star.
No, it ain't.
Out of Boston, Massachusetts, right now.
It's not a star.
It's getting brighter and brighter and brighter.
This was filmed over Boston.
Not a star.
November 9th. The
Guarantee.
idea that UFO sighting.
When you look at my film, you'll see it's not a star.
And she's doing this. And what we're seeing now more than ever is these types of individuals. As we watch, this will change. Metaphors over Boston, Massachusetts, right near.
Yes, it moved from the top of the pine tree to where it is now.
Right, and now she's watching, and as you see this type of object, and they're arguing over what it is. And so,
I'm gonna lose it here in a minute because I can't. Oh, it's going up further. Oh, it's splitting. It's 3, 5.
I see that.
Oh my God.
And there you go.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
I see that. Yeah, what the hell's going on there?
It's a UFO.
And as you can see, that has happened.
I told you it wasn't a star.
And there we go. And there we go. And we have that information out there in the world today. And we need to turn that off.
Yes.
And there we go. Over Boston and other areas of the United States, we are seeing more and more of this idea of UFOs. Have you seen any UFO? Let us know what you're doing and what you're seeing. So there we go. And so thank you very much. And I appreciate that. So have you seen UFOs and have you seen the energy of them? So we're going to bring us our next story, American Recycles Day. This was brought to you by Wild Hunt and about the idea of pagans and their recycling. As we know, we've gone from 7%, according to this story, to 32% of us are now recycling our trash. And that is a great change, and we need to have more of that. Crystal Bayward, a PhD student of University of Alberta, presented her research at the conference at Harvard Divinity School. And she found understanding environmentalism and pagan rites and pagan past and the effects on altruism in rituals. And Manny Chijada Moreno, PhD, is the editor-in-chief of the Wild Hunt, and he also presented it. And they're showing that there's a paradox. So basically, solitary pagans are doing rituals with items and artifacts, but they're not able necessarily to do so eco-friendly offerings. And so there's a big debate in the community right now about eco-friendly offerings and how we can do that, as well as being the resources to be pagans. The fact is, there is a definite paradox, a definite disassociation between the idea of recycling. Pagans identified responded reported higher levels of composting, conserving material, promoting environmental friendly behaviors, participating in environmental events, and encouraging others to pay attention to climate issues. In contrast, the monastery identified as attentive conserving energy as well as that. So one group, the more monotheistic religions, are basically conserving energy and finding that way, where pagans are finding out themselves to deal with the idea of environmentalism. And that's from the wildhunt.org, one of the great newspaper organizations that's been around for a while. So we're going to continue on with one more piece of information for you. We think that is very important. And that is the idea of pagan pride. Pagan pride is coming up, and we are seeing that on October 7th in Nashville, Tennessee in 2023. Pagan pride has been announced there, which is a very interesting. They had 95 vendor booths sold across 70 vendors. And this year they planted a tree. And also now in November 11th, 2023, Las Vegas has announced their Pagan Pride event. So we are seeing Pagan Pride continue as a powerful force in our community. So we continue to see that action in there. And Pagan World TV, your Roku channel for all things pagan, are going to see more and more of that. We're going to be seeing a show premiere in January called Pagan Pride Show, which we will show interviews and more material about Pagan Pride. Are you involved with Pagan Pride? Do you think it's an important event? Pagan Pride is a kind of an interesting event in that it helps us all to report to vendors and to merchants, to the news media, and to the public as a whole. So we're very excited about Pagan Pride. So Pagan World TV at gmail.com is where you can contact us and tell us about what you need to know. So in this moment, I'm going to offer a little bit of an editorial. People have been asking me certain questions. Do you think of how the pagan community is doing today? And I think it's healthier than it's ever been and ever will be. I think it's growing ever healthier. I think we're seeing the beginning of the crusting of us being more accepted and more actions. And while we see a lot of discrimination against pagans, we see more pagans ever than before fighting it. So we're looking for your stories, paganworldtv at gmail.com, and tell us about it. This weekend, we're going to do, on Sunday, we're going to do a transgender show, talking to some of the leading members of the transgender community. And we are very excited. We have a number of those already, and we're going to talk about that on Sunday. So this is Pagan World TV, and this is Pagan Nightly News for November 11th, 2020.